Welcome back everyone and welcome to a brand new episode. I'm your anime maniac and today we're going to talk about a certain group from the Bleach universe. They are probably the most badass group we've seen over the years in Bleach, but if you combine their win ratio, it's embarrassingly low. Probably a number I can't even remember. You guessed it, we're talking about the Visoreds. Even though Kubo did them dirty in every possible way, at least they have an incredible amount of aura. Let's see how cool each one is. Starting with one of the chillest guys in the entire series, we have the talented and expert Kido user, Hachigen Yushoda. This big fellow is a master of Bakudo, capable of creating enhanced barriers and immobilizing enemies with ease. Hachigen used to be the lieutenant of Kido Corps before being exiled from the Soul Society, after, the Aizen incident. He can enhance his abilities by using his Hollow Mask, the special trait that bonds the Visors together. His mastery over Kido makes him a great asset to the team, even though he never really uses his Zanpakuto. For the next Visor, we've got the smallest one, at least in size. I'm talking about Hiyori Sarugaki. She might be small, but don't let her size fool you.
She's feisty.
She even went toe-to-toe with Ichigo once, until Ichigo's Hollow took over and kinda kicked her ass. Unlike Hachigen, Hiyori relies more on her Zanpakuto, but she can also fire some serious Zero Blasts while holofied. Her Zanpakuto, Kubiri Orochi, resembles a large cleaver with a serrated, saw-like blade, but we don't get to see much of her Shikai during the show. While small, her spiritual pressure is massive. Before the exile, she was a lieutenant under Urahara as her captain. Coming up next, we have one of the most badass guys in the group, if not in the entire series. I love you, Kensei. I'm talking about Kensei Murugama. Kensei Mugurama. I love you, Kensei. Now, I know what you're thinking. Kensei is all bark, no bite. Before you say that, just know I already know all the facts. I just love the way he looks. Kensei is currently a captain of the 13 Court Guard Squads with Shuhei Hisagi and Mashiro Kuna and his lieutenants. Yes, Mashiro is also a Visored. He was already a captain before the exile, but he regained his status in the Soul Society after the final battle with Aizen. Kensei has a very unique Zanpakuto named Tachikaze. In Shikai form, it takes the shape of a small combat knife that can manipulate wind and energy, delivering explosive slashes to his enemy. His Bankai takes things even further, transforming his combat knife into a pair of knuckle blades that deliver massive explosive force on impact. If we talked about Kensei, it's only fair that we talk about Mashiro Kuna, his right-hand girl throughout the series. Mashiro is currently Kensei's lieutenant, sharing the role with Hisagi, but before the exile she was his only lieutenant. Mashiro is a total baddie, constantly pissing off her captain, but she can also pack a punch, or should I say a kick. She relies almost entirely on her legs in combat, and we never even learn her Zanpakuto's name. She also holds a special record among the Visoreds. She can maintain her Hollow Mask for 15 hours straight without training, while the others had to train just to last a few minutes. One of her special moves involves a Cyro that comes out of her leg, making her kicks deadly, which honestly makes her even sexier. Moving on, we have the pervert of the group, Lisa Yadomaru. Lisa was formerly the lieutenant of Junsui Kyoraku, but she currently holds the rank of captain in the Soul Society. She even has one of the newest characters as her lieutenant, but we'll talk about that in another episode. Lisa has proven her strength on multiple occasions, but let's be honest, her true power might actually come from the naughty magazine she reads twice a day, according to her. Her Zanpakuto, Haguro Tombo, takes the form of a long pole arm with a blade reminiscent of a monk's spade when released. She displays excellent combat skills, and those only grow in power when she puts on her mask, which by the way has one of the cleanest designs among all Visoreds. Next we have a Visored who's also a manga nerd, Love Aikawa. Love was also a captain before the exile, but unlike some of his fellow Visoreds, he chose to stay in the world of the living even after Aizen was defeated. His reason? He couldn't read manga in the Soul Society. Crazy, right? Honestly, I might have done the same. Despite being a nerd, Love is a powerhouse. His Zanpakuto, Tengumaru, is a fire-type weapon that transforms into a large black kanabo. Though to me, it just looks like a black cactus that shoots fireballs. While wearing his mask, Love displays incredible strength. He even ripped a Menos Grande in half with his bare hands. I wonder what else he could do with those hands, if you know what I mean. Another all bar no bite case is Rojuro Otoribashi, better known as Rose. Rose is a music nerd, which made me realize the Visoreds are basically just a group of exile nerds. His Zanpakuto, Kinshara, turns into a golden whip when released, one of the most unique Zanpakuto in the series. His Bankai is even crazier. Huge golden figures rise from the ground and pair of hands appears above Rose, conducting them like an orchestra. Its power? Deception so real that you can feel them. Sounds broken, right? Well, Rose himself ruined it by revealing its weakness to his enemy. If you can't hear the music, the illusions don't work, so yeah, good job, Rose. I saved the best for last. It's time to talk about the leader of the Visoreds, Shinji Hirako. Shinji is also a master of deception, but on a much bigger scale than Rose. His Zanpakuto, Sakanade, releases a pink mist that reverses an enemy's perception. Up is down, left is right, forward is backward. His Bankai, even crazier. It reverses the perception of everyone around him, making allies mistake each other for enemies and start killing each other. Only Shinji is safe. Even though Shinji was caught lacking when he was simping for Orihime, it's safe to say that he's a powerful and enjoyable character who was done dirty without deserving it. And that's the Visoreds. Who's your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. You maniacs.